the Saints on the field in Metairie, Louisiana. The main topic coming into from the offseason, Sean Payton's return after his season-long suspension. But as they crank it up at training camp, that topic is making the quarterback cranky.
To be honest with you, and I mean, you guys are probably going to keep asking that question, but yeah, all right. Well, I'm sure we'll hear it 1,000 times, just like we already have throughout OTAs. I mean, listen, it's old hat. I mean, this is last year, and all of that is in our rearview mirror, and so it's not even that I even think for a second like, oh, hey, here's Sean Payton standing next to me. I feel like I haven't been with him. Probably no. It's the day he was back in the start of April. It was, hey, we're right back at it. You know, nothing's changed. Here we go.
Okay, so old hat there. Let's find something new hat with Desmond Purnell on Saints camp. Desmond, the return of Sean Payton has been the focus, but how about the introduction, if you will, of Rob Ryan, the new defensive coordinator?
Well, Scott, Rob Ryan and his 3-4 scheme, this process actually began all the way back during mini camps, but fast forward to day one of training camp. The defense had a very solid day. They forced 3 turnovers during the first 5 minutes of 11 on 11. However, head coach Sean Payton told us that we won't really know how good this defense is, how much it's improved until we get into the pads. Now, when you consider that the Saints lost 5 games and where they scored 27 or more points last season, clearly something needed to change about this defense. So the Saints hired Rob Ryan, and they brought his 3-4 defense in, and according to all the players I've spoken to on the defensive side of the football, they seem to be receptive to the message that Rob Ryan is selling. Safety Roman Harper told me that we're no longer thinking, we're reacting. Malcolm Jenkins said that this scheme is predicated to placing a ton of pressure on the quarterback. Very similar to the scheme that Greg Williams had when he was the defensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints. So, Scott, again, it seems like that Rob Ryan, he has the attention of this defense.
You mentioned Greg Williams. He came in 2009, and in his first year as defensive coordinator, they won the Super Bowl. Thanks, Desmond. Jen?
Thanks, Scott. All right, Sean, Willie, guys, we know that one of the big questions surrounding the Saints was the return of Sean Payton and that impact it would have on the team. If we look at last season, you might say he was a bit of that, but also the defense not so good. They've got Rob Ryan. So, Sean, let me ask you, how much of these changes, getting Payton back, will that affect this team this season?
Well, I think the biggest factor is just going to be the identity and the makeup of the mindset of this football team, man. I mean, we talked a lot this time last year about how was the offense going to be affected by the loss of Sean Payton, but really, Pete Carmichael Jr. did a great job. He did a great job running this offense. They averaged 28.8 points per game. When you have Drew Brees, you know he's going to spread the football around. So I think offensively, I don't know how much more they can improve, but I know having Sean Payton in on those Saturday night meetings to go over the game plan with Drew Brees, I think that's going to help them out a lot. But I think just the personality of the team, they take that from the head coach, so that's going to be huge for them.
And Sean, we like to make up words and have a little fun, so I try to this defense. I'm going to talk about this defense. It was atrocious, okay? We combined horrible and atrocious together.
Wow,
it was atrocious. I mean, anytime you set a record for giving up the most yards in the NFL, that's pretty bad. And this defense was last in a lot of categories and not really good. But we talk about Rob Ryan. Hold on, folks at home. I know you're saying he's coming from Dallas where they didn't play really good defense, but he wasn't equipped with some of his best players in that defense. A lot of his best players was hurt for more than half the season. I played for Rob Ryan. I know what his defensive schemes do. I know if you can understand and you can communicate, and the front end plays really well with the back end, it can be a really, really good defense. I think he's going to come in, he's going to give them a simple scheme, and he's going to add a little bit at a time. This defense has talent on it, and they can't play. So like you said, they're receptive. They're not thinking, and that's the sign of a good defense. When you're not thinking and you're reacting, it causes you to play a little bit faster.
It looks like they can't get any worse than being, was it redonkulous?
Atrocious.
I'm coming up with my own
Redonkulous was my word.
Okay, all right. Scott, back over to you.
Who that, baby?
Texans are in training camp.
Fuck them Falcons, fuck them Bucks.
The 2013 season with